Yeah.
Wait, you're filming me?
Yeah. Can you at least sing the trolling song?
Nah, I don't do that sort of shit.
La 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 la
La la la la la. La 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 la.
Hello and welcome to another modelling video. This is Alan from Ma.k at YouTube with part 2 of the Model Expo competition and exhibition. In this video we'll be looking at the Mecha Workshop Club display, why it's different to other clubs, the Mecha competition, how well that fared in Melbourne, and my own personal achievements in the competition across all the categories. This is the second year in a row that the club has attended this competition officially and put on a display. We were a bit more prepared than last year, but nonetheless we didn't pull as many resources or had as an effective display as the other clubs, but hey, you only want to take it as serious as you want to, right? The most important thing was having a large variety of models from different members showing a diversity in skill levels and interests, but most importantly that we are able to stand up to the standard or normal military modeler, and that our hobbies just as enjoyable and fun as theirs, and unlike other societies, not exactly to look down at us. Keeping this in mind, of course we kept a lot of our silly and fun projects to show off. Of course, we can't take full credit for throwing off this display, as we've had help from Gundam Australia forums. They've allowed us space on their thread to organise ourselves, and of course offered some assistance, and moderator Ghost of Xeon, who's a good friend and famous for his tutorials and website, displayed and lent us some of his older work. There were many advantages of having a display table and being affiliated with the Model Expo event, besides having the ability to show our colours off further. The two tables only costed us $50, which gave us ample storage space underneath, and an iconic place for us to all gather and meet and stick around, also attracting other people in the member of the public who are more so interested in us. I thank everybody who approached me for a chat or just wanted to say hello, especially people who talked to me or met me for the first time. It was quite a pleasure, and of course if you see me at some of these things again, I'm happy to have a little talk. Of course, a lot of random bystanders just saw us on the day who also had a chat with us. There were a lot of interesting characters, and even some individuals in clubs that wished to network with us, which was quite a joy. All in all, the display was a massive success and a massive amount of fun. It gave a lot of our members and some individuals the chance to display that are not confident enough to enter in the competition part or dislikes competitions, as well as some of us the chance to display our kits for a second or third time that may have not come out of the home for a few years. You bet we'll be back next year bigger and better. Now for the Mecha category, which was sponsored by our Club Mecha Workshop, was really something this year, with a massive quality of fantastic work on display competing with each other. There were a lot less entries this year than last year, but the diversity and the skill level is just amazing. About almost half of all the kits were the Ma.k stuff, Machine Kringer I think, but they're all modelled by the same gentleman who is a part of the IPMS. The rest were people lingering within our community and individuals we've met before over and over again on meetings and message boards. Some of the work displayed here will either be the first time seen by public or recently uploaded on the internet before or after the event, as they were specially made for the Expo, and most of them will be carried over to the Bandai World Cup in Sydney in just a few weeks' time. This Shin Masunaga Master Grade Zaku was painted and built by last year's Bandai World Cup champion for Australia, who also happens to be a multi-Gold Demon award winner from the Games Workshop Warhammer Gaming Realm. The Zaku tank diorama, which just passed a few images ago, was also painted by an extremely skilled and different highly ranked IPMS member. The grey and white GPO1, the buried Zaku, the Kshatriya on the base, and the two SDs following that are all very current works by Ghost of Xeon, who also has a channel and did coverage of Model Expo here on YouTube. His work is one of the best in Australia, who I'm a fairly big fan of, and it's always great to see new stuff out by him. I look forward to seeing him again at Sydney. And of course some unknown individuals who has entered out of the box very nicely painted kits. I'm really liking this out of the box full armoured MSV Gundam. The rest of the kits on display in this video are the Maschinenkrieger models, all very well painted, done in a sort of armour weathering and finish tone, and the fascia, which we will cover later. Unfortunately, I'm not going to comment too harshly on the judging and placement, as I do have stakes in this competition, but it has been implied by the other competitors that the placing and judging weren't in their favour, or they agree on its process. Nonetheless, each competitor I met showed really good sportsmanship and kept to themselves. We all definitely had a really good time, and no one walked away with a sour taste in the mouth or disappointed. Really good sportsmanship by the lot of them. Even though most of my kits were reserved for the club display, I entered 3 kits into the competition. First looking at this diorama, and whoa, there's a long story behind that without touching the build or finish. I think it was a bit of a controversial subject, though this kit was definitely intended as a shitstare. I requested it to be entered in the military diorama section, which they happily entered, but I think the judges completely or harshly disagreed and dumped it in the civilian diorama, which I definitely disagree with the military hardware presence, even though there's a bit of a fantasy touch to it. It was also slightly put aside or separated from the diorama section and kind of close to the intermediate figure section, which led me to be very confused. I definitely enjoyed some of the reactions received from the hardcore military modelers. The second kit, I apologise for the crappy photo, and for some reason some idiot has turned the turret facing the incorrect direction, is the Type 97 Chiha from Airfix, a Japanese World War II tank. Soon as it came out, I built it and painted it within just about a week, especially for this competition. A lot of fun. I'll definitely do a detailed review showing it off in detail, but looking in the second picture of the category, it went unnoticed as it's very small. On the bright side, it didn't get bashed anywhere near as hard as my Tiger 1 from last year. The last kit is the HG Fascia from Age. Once I saw this suit appear in the anime, I knew I had to have it in kit form, and I did my very best in doing a deep gloss pearlescent finish, which isn't usual to my style. The unfortunate part of it is this competition favours tank style weathered and battle damaged kits on dioramas, so I definitely didn't fare too well, but I'm saving this one for the out of the box section of the Bandai World Cup. I've done a detailed video about this one, so look forward to that. Looking back to last year, I feel I've improved definitely as a hobbyist, but this has not reflected in my scoring of the competition. And the message I want to give in that is sometimes a certain style and prejudice is favoured, and this year I've chosen not to go down this particular path, as my Zakutu F2 last year went extremely well. The lesson is, don't allow this to spoil your fun. If anything, I guarantee you the diorama I did was done poorly on purpose, yet for somehow stood out more than the second or third place winner of that category. Just have fun and remember that. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, I'll be here again next year, and make sure to participate and have fun at your local contests, including the online ones. See ya!